All right, team, you guys. So, almost 10 years ago, pretty much 10 years ago, back in 2016, Respawn and EA, released what a lot of people say is the greatest first-person shooter campaign ever made in all of gaming history. Now, back during 2016, I wasn't really gaming as much as much as I am today. I had a lot of stuff going on personally, so I just never got around to playing Titanfall 2. And I was so like separated from the gaming space at that time that I didn't even really hear about Titanfall 2 like that until obviously after it was too late, after like the whole um, you know, EA failed Titanfall, etc. So I had a lot of free time this year, so I wanted to go back and just kind of check it out. This is a game that I think almost everybody in the gaming space has said, like, if you're a first person shooter fan, like, Titanfall 2's campaign is the pinnacle of what can happen in a first person shooter. And I just wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to see if this really is as good as it is. In 2026, does a game 10 years ago still hold up as the greatest first person shooter campaign ever? Well, let's find out in this video. So in this video, yes, it's going to be like my review on completing the campaign. It's a very quick campaign. It took me like 6 hours roughly. Yeah, do me a favor, like the video if you guys like the video, subscribe if you guys want more content like this. With that being said, let's get into this review. So first things first, Titanfall 2. This is like a cross between like mechs slash you're a soldier and like some futuristic war. As far as like the overall like lore of what's going on, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really pay too much attention to the narrative as beyond like kind of like the blockbuster like aspect of it all. So from what I gathered from the narrative is there's a war going on between two sides. One side is trying to like they're like hiring mercenaries and like a lot of like killer agents to take out your team. Now you play as like he doesn't seem like a rookie, but definitely like not in the upper echelon yet of like their military force. Then some stuff happens. He ends up getting trusted by his like commanding officer, who dies and then passes on his mech onto, well, they call them titans in this game. He passes on his titan to our main character, and from there it's like this main protagonist proves to be like that guy, right? Like this like playing this game felt like something James Cameron makes, right? It felt like something Michael Bay inspired. Like it's very bombastic explosions, zip lining. The amount of times that a robot threw me in midair and I was raw running and shooting people down was literally insane. Like just the set pieces that this game has, the vibrancy and the environments, the fun and overall like overarching like areas is literally breathtaking. And as someone who has like my breath has been taken away in so many games, right? Whether it's Link walking out into Hyrule Field for the first time, Breath of the Wild, stuff like that. Like being in Titanfall 2 and every chapter having a crazy moment that is just wow, I can't believe we're doing this, right? And that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I couldn't even imagine if I'd played this back in 2016. I probably would have been deeper into gaming during that period if I played something like this. Um, for those who don't know, during that period of time, I actually was playing. I believe it was Battlefield 1 that released, and I was big on Battlefield 1. Um, Not to say that like they're the same. I didn't play. Obviously, I never played the Titanfall 2 multiplayer, so I don't know how much of the campaign stuff translates over to the multiplayer. But just like the smoothness of this game, this gameplay, it is definitely leagues above what a lot of first person shooters are doing to this day. Not to mention, in that era. And it's I know that obviously the team went on to make Apex, and this is kind of like the precursor to Apex, and that's super cool. Like I like to see that. I'm not a big Apex fan. Um, it's just something about the environments don't seem as cool as Titanfall 2, in my opinion. Respawn, I primarily love them for like the Jedi series, and seeing a lot of the stuff that they were doing in Titanfall 2 that like leads into the Jedi series, it makes so much sense to me. It makes so much sense why Respawn is like such a renowned studio at this point, with literally some of the greatest games under their belt. And it's just a lot of this is a masterclass and showing off what that team can do, from sliding to turning invisible to the different gadgets that you're getting, the different guns feeling really really cool, the different like throwables that you get, like a lot of the throwables, like when you get a shuriken, I'm like, what the hell, like, again, it's just fun and crazy, and a different like Titan builds that you can use, some being faster, some being farther range, some being a little bit more up close. Like, it is so fun to experiment with the different Titan builds, the different loadouts that you can get, especially when you get like swarmed by a bunch of enemies and you're just like kind of like navigating and picking up guns and shooting down people and then switching guns. It's like, it's, again, it's super smooth, it's super effortless. It seems like nothing in this game feels, I guess, like, I don't want to say challenging, but there's definitely always a forward movement. This game is always pushing you to just do more and try more, and like, the worst thing you can do in this game is not react. Like, you want to react in some type of way, and then from there you can figure out what you need to do. Even if you make the wrong reaction, you can adjust very quickly. But as long as you're reacting and moving, like, this game sings. This game is very active. It's very creative as far as like the different enemy designs, the different robots that you're fighting. Obviously, like, shooting down humans or just shooting down humans, there's gonna be different ones who have like shields and stuff like that. But ultimately, this is one of those games that just is such a badass spectacle of what, this genre can do. And it's so creative. It's like, it sucks that we'll probably never get a Titanfall 3. It sucks that such a creative and cool idea is like put away because of obviously the overarching who they're under. But also, like, us, right? A lot of people who didn't play Titanfall 2 until it was too late. A lot of the people who didn't give it the love and attention that it needed, me included. Like, Titanfall 2, Respawn of that era, is a team that's a game that deserved so much more. And obviously, we all know the story of EA letting it out to die. They sent this game, paired up in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, which, especially during that PS4 era, especially during that era where Call of Duty was literally like the king, Battlefield was close second. Like, setting out another first person shooter like this, sandwiched between them or near that proximity, yeah, they sent it out to die for sure. Um, but us, like, as gamers, I think we should have paid more attention. I think we should have been more dialed in. I feel like if Titanfall was to release now, there's no way it's not outperforming a lot of other games, especially in this era now where we're also Call of Duty out, we're so military out, we don't really want that style of game. And Titanfall 2, Titanfall, I'm assuming as a franchise, is just such a breath of fresh air in a genre that's not necessarily always the same, because there's difference between different Call of Duties, like there's difference between different Battlefields. Um, yes, all of them are like military focused, but there's definitely different ways to play the game, different feels. Um, but Titanfall 2 just feels like so unique, so inventive. I love the challenges that were placed in front of. And yes, is it very cheesy? Yeah, it's very cheesy. It's very campy. If you've seen any blockbuster movie for the last like 20 years, you understand what's going to happen in this. You understand the bombastics. You understand that you're going to be scaling huge environments and jumping off platforms. And again, none of this is necessarily unique in its presentation necessarily. Like, these are things that we've seen prior to this and after the fact, right? But the way that they did it was so, like, perfect. Like, this is literally like, if anyone else was to be like, oh, we're gonna make a Titanfall inspired game, I would not have faith that they would be able to do it as perfectly as Respawn did in Titanfall 2. And that's kind of crazy because, again, this is a game that 10 years ago you'd imagine we would have like evolved beyond this game, but no, we have not. Like, this is pinnacle first person shooter, especially campaign. I've never played a first person shooter campaign that is this freaking awesome, this addictive, this slick, this, you know oozing with style. And man, again, if you've never played Titanfall 2, this is your call to action that you should play Titanfall 2. It's like $5 on most storefronts, and $5 for this game is a freaking steal. Like, it sucks that the multiplayer isn't a thing. I wonder if there's like a back end, people who are playing the multiplayer. Let me know. Let me know if you guys have that, because I'd be curious to experience that for myself, especially after playing, um, the campaign. But yeah, man, I don't know. It just I definitely feel like this game deserved a lot more. I think I wished I was more tapped in and I had more time for gaming during that era. I wish this is a game that I had played on launch and enjoyed it for for the time being that we had. And I'm envious of anyone who was there. Um, yeah, those are my thoughts on Timefall 2. Yes, in my opinion, so far, out of all the first person shooter campaigns I've ever experienced, this is my favorite. I think from the different environments and colors and characters and ways to approach combat, it is just amazing. I'm ranted long enough. I'm gonna leave it at that. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts, and then I'll see you guys on the next one.